We just want to know what happened and how to prevent that from happening to other people, because these deaths, I believe, are preventable. They didn't have to happen.
Laura Kittle has spent the last 4 weeks trying to figure out why her mom, Karen, who would return to the island to teach language arts at Ocean View Middle School, died just days after she was admitted to GMH for an emergency appendectomy and back surgery.
Imagine talking with your mom on the phone one day, finding out the following day she died. I didn't think that it would go, that she was not in imminent danger.
Living in Perth, Australia, Laura was only informed of what her mother was going through via email and phone calls from her mom and family friends.
I do know that she expressed some concerns about her care during her stay in the hospital.
Concerns such as why she didn't receive a device that would have increased her lung capacity until several days after her appendectomy. Karen Kittle died from a pulmonary embolism on the day she was to be transferred to the Barragata Skilled Nursing Facility.
What happened? What happened? She's 58 years old. She's healthy. But the question in my mind remains, what exactly happened to her the night of the 24th, and what has caused her sudden death.
Bernard Crisostomo has similar questions. His father, Joaquin, was admitted to GMH for flu-like symptoms on October 11th. 2 days later, Bernard says a nurse called to tell him his father had fallen.
When someone falls, we have to explain more in detail, especially a patient falling. So ever since he fell, his legs started to swell, he has a big injury on his head. He started throwing up blood. He had black stool.
After the fall, Bernard says his dad's health began declining rapidly, and 8 days later, he passed away.
How can you explain to a family 3 days, he'll be out, fall 8 days later, he's dead?
Crisostomo has been seeking answers from the hospital on why his dad fell and what caused his father's death. In fact, he claims there's still no cause of death indicated in his dad's file.
Yes, sick people do go to the hospital. Untimely deaths do happen. But sick people don't go to the hospital, get injured, and then die. Is that a case that should be treated like any other normal case? I don't think so. I think it should be treated promptly. Right now, address this issue. How many more people need to fall to their death?
Both Crisostomo and Kittle have been unable to lay their parents to rest as they've requested internal autopsies in hopes to get some answers. Both say hospital management has refused to answer their questions about their parents' care.
If you don't have compassion for the families, how much compassion did you have for our parents who were in there?
Yes, where is the love?
GMH Administrator Joseph Verga, meanwhile, says the hospital has reviewed the 2 deaths. While he can't release specific details due to patient privacy protection laws, Verga confirms that both deaths were not preventable and both died from natural causes.
We understand that grieving families are often angry and are looking for explanations to further explain the deaths of their loved ones. We understand sometimes that they may not have understood how sick their loved ones really were when they came to the hospital. We have reviewed both of these deaths here at the hospital, and both of these unfortunate deaths were not preventable, and they were not a result of anything that the hospital could have done differently.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.